Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I'm from Conifer Crow at Etsy, and I wanted to show you today my Magpie book. This one is dog themed. I Some of you might not know me, but I am kind of a bit of a dog person. And if you follow me on Etsy, you'll know that kind of is sort of an understatement. I kind of live and breathe for dogs because they're cute. And mine, Bella, she's a rescue, and she's the center of my universe. As again, you'd probably know if you follow me on Instagram. Magpie books are my word for fabric covered junk journals. And like I've mentioned in any of the other videos, if you've watched any of those, junk journals are just a collection of papers and ephemera that are all bound together to give you a surface to work on that isn't just blank, that lets you add your own artwork, lets you journal over the top of it, lets you keep things collected, kind of like a magpie would, which is where the name Magpie Books came from. This one is 4x6. It is one of those ones where I got started working on it and couldn't stop working on it. I don't know if you can see this, but this is how chunky this thing is. It got away from me a little bit. So there are a lot of pages in this one. So let me show you a flip through here. It's got a collaged tie that holds it shut. And then when you get inside, some of these papers are hand painted, some of them are jelly printed, some of them are vintage. You'll see as we go through. I did try to leave some blank space so that you would have some places to journal and do your own thing in them. A lot of them have pockets with tags and things in them. There's a German Shepherd. And some blank space. There's some vintage maps. I kind of tried to keep this one sort of a vintagey feel and kind of an aged sort of thing, because the relationship between human and dog is an old one. So there are things like tags and tabs, coffee dyed papers, which actually smell amazing, but they're also a really great surface. This paper that I coffee dyed, I don't know if I mentioned it in my other videos either, it's a thicker than normal paper, so it's even friendly to fountain pens. So if you're a fountain pen user, at least these papers, these thicker papers, are just fine for that. There's some vintage illustrations, more coffee dye and hand printed stuff. I do a lot of patchwork on these. I try to do a lot of sewing because I just like the tactile nature of it. That's one of the things that I really like about junk journals, is that they feel very tactile. There's a pocket for you, some more paper. There's all kinds of different pages, and you can paint directly on this surface with acrylic paint or with inks. You can stick things down, you can staple things on. You can pretty much do anything. So there's some little collages that you can use. Either leave them with the little doggy. You can either leave them as is, or you can certainly use any of these things in any of these clips or pockets in your own artwork. And there is quite a bit in this one. In fact, I should probably speed up so that this video doesn't take 2,000 years. I also have a couple of little tags that are actually little booklets, so you can do some journaling and then hide it away so people don't have to see it if you don't want them to see it. Vintage ledger paper that folds out, and vintage lace. More tags. Puppy. I'm a dork, just so you know. I'm sure anybody who knows me already knows this. I took some interesting images from old like children's science books and got some interesting pages that way. William Wegman. This is actually vintage ephemera that I got at a giant flea market here that they have 3 times a year. tag to use. There are some little pieces in here that you can, you know, either glue down or add pages to. This one also has the little dog. It's hard to flip open. I'll just leave it for now. Some printed paper, which I thought went really well with the coffee dyed. And that coffee dyed paper is on some of this coffee dyed stuff is on cardstock too. I had jelly printed some cardstock, and when I threw it in the coffee dye bath, it did some really interesting resist things. So I've got a couple of those in here for you too, which is fun. There's another tag. And there's some fabric tabs and some little fabric flips and things like that as well. Is this the one? Yep. There's some folded up booklet type things for you. Some on the edges here. More of that good for fountain pen paper. This one is a tab at the top. Let's see. Oh, here comes my mailman. It's got stuff in it, just trust me. A little booklet so you can journal here as well, and some little dog paw stickers that I thought were adorable. A little bit more. Couple of fun things in the same color scheme so you can do some fun stuff with them. Dog sticker. And there we go. And then when you're done, you just fold her back up. This one is getting a little fat, but she'll still hold whatever you throw at her, I'm sure. And then you just wrap this around and tuck in the end. I usually tuck it in a little bit further over here. There we go. So that is the HOUND Magpie book. It will be available on my Etsy shop, conifercrow.etsy.com. It should be up here somewhere. Tomorrow, which is Thursday, August 9th, 2018, I'm aiming to have it up by noonish or so. Thanks for watching.